What's going on, guys? Matt Weik, Weik Fitness. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode. So today I want to talk about something that I did yesterday. I talked about it on social that I thought I was going to do it, and then I said, yeah, I am going to do it, and yeah, I actually did it. What am I talking about? I'm talking about a 24-hour fast. Now, some of you might be saying, there is no way in hell I will ever not eat for 24 hours. To be frank, I was one of those people. I'm thinking, why would I not want to eat for 24 hours? That just sounds miserable. Now, let me backtrack a little bit. I follow intermittent fasting. So what I mean by that is I use a 16 to 8 ratio. I have a 16-hour fast and 8-hour feeding window. Why do I do this? It's actually the same reason why I actually wanted to try this 24-hour fast, and that's for productivity's sake. Listen, I own multiple businesses. For me to get as much done in a 24-hour period as possible, I have to just slam as much into my day as I can. Now, if you eat breakfast, lunch, dinner, you have some snacks, maybe you're eating late at night. Now, I'm working 16 plus hour days, a minimum of 5 days a week. So I value my time very much. Now, with the intermittent fasting that I've been doing, I basically break my fast at noon. I eat until about 8 p.m., and then I fast until noon the next day. Now, here's the great thing. If you've ever been curious about intermittent fasting and think, oh, well, there's no way I can go 16 hours without eating, if you plan it out similar to how I have, let's say the last thing you eat is at 8 o'clock. Let's say you go to bed at 10 o'clock. So there's really only 2 hours there where you're not going to be eating something, which in 2 hours, you don't need to be eating between 8 and 10 p.m. anyways. So if you go to bed at 10, let's say you get up at, 6, 7 o'clock, I don't know. And then you're getting ready for work, you're showering, you're getting ready, you're, on your way to the office. Let's say you're in the office by 9. If you simply just drink a calorie-free beverage, maybe it's black coffee, maybe it's a green tea or a black tea or something like that, you can easily hold yourself over until noon. Now, the fast when you're sleeping is the easiest part. That's why I plan it the way that I do, because I let the bulk of my time sleeping eat up most of my fasting time. So when you think about it, it's very smart how you lay it out. Now, the 24-hour fast. I've seen people saying 24 hours is too much. I've seen people saying 24 hours is too little. I've seen people go 72 hours without eating. I've seen people do, say, 36. It's very personal how you want to do things. From what I saw, from what I read and looked at, the 24 hours seemed to be the best fit for me. I don't think I'm going to ever go over that. Now, granted, I will say my fast lasted a little over 25 hours. And that's just because family got home, my wife got home. By the time she made dinner and we actually sat down, it was well over when I would have had to break my 24-hour fast. So why did I do this? Obviously, the primary reason was productivity. I knew I was going to have a busy day yesterday, and I wanted to slam as much stuff into the day as I can without having to focus on making food, cleaning up the dishes, sitting down to eat, whatever the case may be. And it was very successful. The second reason was the health benefits. Now, I've seen research that says it improves, gut health. It helps with, the digestive system, the digestive tract. It helps give your organs a break. It helps aid in weight loss. After, a certain period, It will give cognitive benefits because your brain is switching over from carbohydrates to utilizing fats as an energy source. There's just a laundry list. Lower blood pressure helps improve your insulin and glucose sensitivities. Just a whole bunch of different things. Now, that was kind of secondary. The third thing that I really wanted to do, I wanted to see if I could actually do it. Now, granted, again, going back, I'm doing intermittent fasting on a daily basis. So I'm already doing 16 hours of fasting. So, is it really going to make that much of a difference if I'm fasting for, those 18 hours? It's what's another 6 or 8 hours of depending on when I would actually start and end my intermittent fasting. So I wanted to see if I could do it, what the side effects would be, and here's what I noticed when I did the 24-hour fast. I stayed super busy, and I think that is the most important part of making sure that your fast is successful. If you surround yourself by a whole bunch of food, you're going to be starving all day long. If you close your office door, you put your head down, you get to work, you make sure that you get enough sleep, so you're using your sleep as part of that fasting time, and, you work through your lunch break. If you're going to exercise, keep it to a minimum. You have to realize your body needs energy. And when that energy is not there, obviously it's going to have to pull from stores, meaning fat stores. Now, granted, you could exercise intensely during a fast. There's nothing wrong with that. However, if you're just starting, like this is day one of a 24-hour fast, the first time you've ever done it, you're not going to feel that great. I'll be totally frank with you guys. I didn't feel like, wow, this is great. I did kind of miss food. And what I've noticed is it's more mental than anything. Food is very social. It's very time-oriented. If you're bored, what do you tend to do? You tend to snack on things. When you're around people, what do you tend to do? Snack on things. So it's really a mental game to do any type of fast because you're used to looking at food and saying, I'm going to eat that food versus saying, I'm going to maintain, and stay headstrong and not eat something until I have to break my fast. Now, how did I feel during my 24-hour fast? It wasn't bad, especially my normal hours. So I actually started my fast early. I had dinner at 5 o'clock 2 days ago. Instead of eating up until 8 o'clock, I stopped at 5. And then I went until 5 the next day. I ended up not eating till about 6:30. So I ended up doing like 25 and a half hours. But that's not going to change anything. But, my normal hours, I was perfectly fine because that's just how my lifestyle is. So I didn't have a hard time making it to like noon the next day. Now, granted, at noon, I still have 5 hours left of my 24-hour fast. So at noon, I just kept busy. I kept writing articles. I kept writing content. I was, on the phone. I was having conference calls and stuff like that. So I just stayed busy. Now, granted, I kept my fluid intake up. So I had coffee. Again, no cream, no sugar, which I don't add anyways. I had a diet Canada Dry ginger ale, 0 calories, so no carbs, no sugars. And the main thing with a fast is you're fasting by removing the energy that you're putting into the body, meaning protein, carbohydrates, fats, macronutrients. So, you can still get micronutrients. And in fact, I took my multivitamin while I was fasting. I took my fish oil while I was fasting. I kept up with my supplements that I take on a daily basis for general health. Because it's not like I was putting in a protein shake or a chicken breast or even vegetables. I didn't eat vegetables, even though many wouldn't even count those as carbohydrates. They would just look at that for the micronutrient value that it provides. But I made it through noon extremely easy. I kept working, kept busy, which distracted my brain from saying, hey, dum-dum, you haven't eaten anything today. You should probably go do that. So I made it. When I looked at the clock, it was roughly 23 hours into the fast. And at 23 hours, it was almost like I hit a wall. I looked at my shoe and thought about putting it in my mouth. I was absolutely starving. So what did I do? First off, I complained to my wife because, what else would you do? No, I'm just kidding. But I did send her a text. I'm like, I am ready to eat everything in sight. So what I did was I grabbed a bottle of water and I almost chugged it, the whole thing, like all at once. I sat back down, and that was enough for my stomach to trick my brain, send the signal saying, hey, I'm full, and it kind of turned off that hunger switch. So at that point, it was clear sailing again. So your mileage may vary when doing a 24-hour fast. You could very well make it 10 hours and be like, oh my God, I'm so hungry. Or maybe it's 16 hours, or maybe it's 20 hours. Again, it's very personal on how individuals react to these types of so-called diets. So what else? I would not recommend, from what I'm reading, I would not recommend doing a 24-hour fast more than 2 times per week, and I would spread it out. So maybe a Monday, Friday, a Tuesday, Friday, a Monday, Thursday, Wednesday, Saturday, whatever. I would just probably prefer to keep a couple days minimum in between your fasting days. Personally, I think I might do this once a week. It'll probably be the same day because it works out that on a Wednesday I'm not training, meaning I'm not working out. So, I can kind of conserve my energy during that day. But overall, I wouldn't say I felt great. Obviously, today's the day after I did the fast. I broke my fast yesterday around 6:30. I feel good, but I wouldn't say any different from how I feel every morning. I mean, I'm the type of person, I'll grab my, energy drink, which, yes, I know there are people who are going to be like, oh my gosh, those are so bad for you. I get it. But I don't care. They're delicious. But I'll have my energy drink and a coffee. Maybe I'll have the coffee early afternoon. And so be it. But I feel the same every day. I wouldn't say I'm a morning person where I like to get up early. But once I'm up, I'm ready to go. Let's go. The rest of my family, on the other hand, not so much. You have to kind of drag them along. But I've always been that type of person. Mornings, I'm very energetic once I get up. And I just put my head down and go. From point A to point B, anything that gets in my way, I'm just knocking it down. I'm going straight through. So try and find different ways to fit in a fast if that's what you're interested in. I would highly, highly recommend that before you would even attempt a 24-hour fast, maybe you should try some intermittent fasting of the 16-hour fast with an 8-hour feeding window, or you can make it an 18-hour fast with a 6-hour feeding window, whatever you choose. But I would do that first, just so you kind of get a feeling for what your body is going to be going through the how you're gonna react to not having food for a specific amount of time, and just get your head right. I think that's the biggest thing with fasting. I think it's the biggest thing with nutrition in general is getting your head right. If you can tell yourself, I can't eat that, or I'm not going to eat for another however many hours until you break your fast, I think that's the most important thing. So getting your head right is extremely important in all of this. But I would highly recommend that you start with something like a 16-8 or an 18-6 split for fasting. See how you feel, see how you do. And after a few days of doing that, because you can do intermittent fasting every single day. That can be your lifestyle. I mean, it's my lifestyle. It's very simple. I get a lot done. I'm very productive. I feel great. But jumping directly into a 24-hour fast, I think you're probably setting yourself up for failure. I'm going to do it again. Now, I will say this. I didn't necessarily do the 24-hour fast for the weight loss. Obviously, it's going to help kind of cleanse and detoxify your system because you're not putting stuff in where it's going to have to constantly be working. So I think I probably lost some water weight there simply because I wasn't eating. And obviously, not having food in my system is also going to change and fluctuate my weight. But I think I lost in the 24-hour fast. And this is this morning after I ate for the rest of the day after breaking my fast. I think I lost maybe like 1.5 pounds. Now, I'll jump on the scale tomorrow and see if that changes. You know, maybe it'll go back up. Maybe it'll stay the same. We'll see. But I think I'm going to continue to do this 24-hour fast probably every Wednesday and see what happens with my body. Do I see noticeable changes in weight loss? Do I feel different? Like I said, today I don't feel different, but that was only one day. I would have thought, though, in a 24-hour period of fasting, if you were supposed to kind of give your organs a rest and let them reset and, you know, just give your body in general a rest, that I would feel different, and I don't. But again, that could just be me and my body and how I feel in the mornings. But that being said, you know, let me know. Have you ever done a fast? Whether it's intermittent fasting, maybe you did a 24-hour fast, maybe you did a 72-hour fast. I don't know. Leave it in the comments or send me a message on social media or an email from the website and let me know. Did you like it? Did you not like it? What results did you see? What side effects or potential side effects or bad feelings did you have when you were doing the fast? Would love to know. As always, guys, I hope you got something out of this video. If you were considering doing some type of fast, again, intermittent fasting, a 16-8 or an 18-6 is where I would recommend you start. If you want to try a 24-hour fast, just make sure you got your head strong and, you know, just buckle down because it's I wouldn't say it was fun, but I got a lot done. So that was definitely good. But I appreciate you guys. Thank you for being here. Hope to catch you guys on the next episode.